So the 4 traps of self-doubt, this was really eye-opening for me when I started to think about self-doubt as action. And I started to think about confidence as an action that you take. And I got it out of the realm of I feel doubtful, I feel insecure, I feel confident, because the feelings come and go. But if we can marry these skills to actions that you take, you win, okay? So I'm gonna show you real quick more about the habits, and then we're gonna do the 4 traps of self-doubt and start coaching some folks. So one habit that people have is biting their nails. Let me show you how the science works in this, okay? Believe it or not, most people that have a habit of biting their nails, what triggers them is they feel bored or nervous. They feel bored or nervous, so then they pull their nails up to their mouth and start chewing on them because the feelings are triggering the action. And then they suddenly feel better. Why? Well, because if I'm chewing on my nails, I'm no longer bored. If I'm chewing on my nails, I'm distracting myself from whatever made me nervous. So they did all these studies, I forget the university, where they did one simple thing, and this is the golden rule of habits. You can't change the stuff that's going to trigger you. There will be people that piss you off. There will be things that make you feel like a loser. You will feel insecure at times. That is normal. We got to focus on what behavior you engage in. So they simply taught people in this study, whenever you start biting, tap your knuckles instead. That's all you're going to do. Within 3 days, the majority of the people in the study were cured of the habit of biting their nails. Because we have tricked your brain. See, your brain sees the trigger. Your brain feels the relief. It doesn't know that in the center of the equation, you inserted something else. Pretty cool, huh? So let's look at the same model, the golden rule of habits, for how self-doubt is going to get replaced. And then we're going to start identifying the traps. So, oh wow, I feel really nervous about something. So, woo, my habit is to overthink. And then I start to doubt myself. The next thing you know, I'm hiding and I'm hesitating and I'm doing all these things. And so instead of doing that, we're going to train you to take action. What are you going to do? You're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the behavior. You're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to do that thing you're scared to death to do. That's what you're going to do. And what's going to happen over the time is that we're actually going to replace the habit of self-doubt and feeling stuck and paralyzed with the habit of trying. You're going to see yourself becoming the kind of person that takes action when normally you would freeze and doubt yourself. So, what happens is, these are actual people, these examples I'm showing you. Facing some of my challenges, such as making a business call or sending an email, I used to get a nervous sense of rejection, even if I wasn't going to get rejected. Isn't it amazing that sending a text can sometimes be the most terrifying things? Or do you engage in that thing where you rewrite emails to clients 100 times? Yes. They're going to say that. Now I'm bold. I don't overthink it. I just do it. I just do it. So important, because what was happening is the nervousness used to, the sense of rejection, was triggering the overthinking, or the rewriting of the emails, or the doubting yourself. And that created this habit of doubting yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we see somebody that is confident. We see somebody that feels different because they're seeing themselves be different. This is another really critical point that I want you to understand. And I said it earlier, but I just want to say it again right here. You can't think your way to this stuff. You have to act your way. You cannot think positive and build your business. You have to actually take action. You cannot change your pricing structure by thinking positive. You have to just do it. And this is how, using the science of habits and using a starting ritual that's super powerful, that you actually catch yourself when you start to doubt and trigger bad action, and interrupt that and replace it with the courage and the confidence to try and to keep moving forward. If you're the kind of, and let me give you some examples of this. So the action piece is so important, and I didn't make this up. I mean, even back in Aristotle's day, they had a saying, do good, be good. That's because if you do good, you see yourself doing good, and then you start to feel good. Timothy Wilson at the University of Virginia has studied this too. It's always about the action preceding the mindset. It's the fastest way to change your mindset. Because think about my example. If I'm waking up every morning and I feel depressed, and I feel overwhelmed, and I feel like the world's worst mom, and I feel like a loser, and I feel hopeless, and then I see myself hit the snooze alarm. I am witnessing a person who actually has no power and confidence. If I, in that same 5-second window, instead feel insecure, feel self-doubt, I feel uncomfortable, I feel like a loser, but I get my ass out of bed, I am witnessing a person that has resolve. I'm witnessing a person that takes control. And what happens once I keep seeing myself doing the small things? Dieting, 5-second decisions. They're hard, but it's a 5-second. Exercise, 5-second decisions. It's hard. Changing your marriage, it's a 5-second decision. Not to explode, not to be jealous, to act differently. I mean, that's what transformed mine. It wasn't Chris changing, it was me. Right now, I'm using the 5-second rule to change my tone, especially at home. I got this real edge. I don't know if you've noticed, but now that we're doing a lot of video for my company and I see myself, I'm like, oh, God, oh, I sound like that? And so I'm using the 5-second rule to catch when I'm speaking in a particular tone that's not consistent with my values. And so this is, again, not only with the confidence competency loop, but from a common sense standpoint, you can see why you get stuck. Because on one hand, you're trying to think positive, but on the other hand, you see yourself just giving up on yourself and not doing the stuff you said and procrastinating and being weak and not asking for what you want. So on one hand, you're thinking all this stuff, and in your heart, you're like, well, that's bullshit because I'm not doing any of it. That's where I was stuck. That's why these 5-second decisions matter so much. So let's talk about the 4 traps of self-doubt. Hesitating, hiding, being hypercritical, and helpless. And yes, I spent hours trying to figure out 4 H's. It's true, because I wanted this to be perfect for you. So one thing that I love this saying, if you have a problem that can be solved with action, you don't have a problem. This is a really important one. If you have a problem that can be solved with action, you do not have a problem. This goes back to our definition of self-doubt. It's the decision not to try. Every single problem that you have, whether you don't make the money that you want or your relationship isn't great, I guarantee you there is 1 or 2 actions that you know you should be doing that you are deciding not to do.